This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Frustrating. I mean, you pay all this money for something you expect to work 10, 20 years, and then within 5 years, it's unusable.
Indiana consumers are heated up over their fridges that won't stay cool. Call 6 Investigates uncovers a widespread problem and the action now underway.
It's gotten worse definitely over the past year with all the new businesses opening up in the area.
A neighborhood begging for help, saying they can hardly sleep at night because of the noise from the interstate. RTV6 is getting answers from the state. And her children miss their mother. Her mother wants justice for her child. We are checking in on the case as this family begs for answers in one woman's death.
Good evening to you here at 6 o'clock. Let's start tonight in the kitchen. Right now, your Thanksgiving feast should be staying cold in your fridge. It's an appliance that you expect to last 10, maybe even 20 years.
But some central Indiana consumers say they dropped thousands of dollars on a new fridge only to have it stop working almost immediately. Call 6 Investigates' Kara Kenny has been digging through these complaints.
Yeah, she uncovered it's a widespread problem and found out how you can protect yourself.
When you buy a new fridge, you expect it to keep your food cold. And if it's got an ice maker, to make ice. We talked with some Samsung consumers who say their appliances failed to do both.
Dana Ehlers is trying to stay cool.
Frustrating.
About her Samsung fridge that won't stay cool.
On the panel here, it would be telling us that it was 34 degrees in the refrigerator. When we finally got around to testing it, it was sitting at 52, which is well above food safety temperatures. Someone can get very sick.
The Ehlers live in Lafayette and bought the appliance back in 2014, but say the problem started immediately.
The ice maker just stopped working. It froze over, and my husband would have to every day get in there and chip the ice out, and then we'd be able to use it. After about a year that, we decided that that wasn't worth it, so we started buying bags of ice and storing them in the freezer.
Dana didn't contact Samsung about the ice maker problem initially because she didn't want to pay for a repair. Yes, At the time, she didn't know other consumers like Larry Moore of Mooresville were in the same boat.
We've been purchasing bagged ice since 3 weeks after we purchased the unit.
His $4,000 Samsung fridge has trouble making ice and staying cold.
The refrigerator temperature is 56 degrees.
And it should be at?
It should be at 36 degrees.
Both Larry and Dana bought their fridges in 2014. Both complained to Samsung. Both had repairmen out. Both still have problems.
I would guarantee I had some high blood pressure, and I normally don't. I've been very frustrated, and I've lost a lot of work time on the phone with customer service.
Larry is a refrigeration engineer and says he's never seen a problem like this one.
And it should last more than a year. I mean, maybe you have to put a part on it, that's reasonable, but not something that you can't use and you can't repair.
Call 6 Investigates found consumers from across the country, including people from Indiana, have filed more than 1,000 complaints to the Better Business Bureau and the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission. Samsung is also facing a class action lawsuit alleging the ice makers are defective. Dana's model number isn't included in the lawsuit, but the problems are similar to hers. The class action lawsuit includes a complaint about the same model number as Larry Moore's fridge. Court documents in this pending lawsuit allege Samsung knew about the defects for years and has taken no action to repair or replace them. Angry consumers have started a Facebook page with more than 7,000 members, posting pictures and videos of their fridge problems and demanding the company recall the appliances for safety reasons.
I think they should be recalled mainly because the manufacturer knows they have a problem and they know what the problem is.
We reached out to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, who told us we cannot discuss if we plan to recall a product or not. Dana and her husband keep the fridge in the game room.
And it's just going to sit in here and be a beer fridge because I don't want to put food in it.
They bought another fridge for the kitchen.
This is a Frigidaire, never a Samsung. Never again.
Larry Moore is using his garage fridge in the meantime. They want Samsung to refund at least part of the money they paid.
I would very much like to be refunded for the money that we've spent, at least in part to make up for having to buy a new one.
If you have a safety concern about an appliance, you can file a complaint with the Consumer Product Safety Commission, the BBB, and the Attorney General's office. We've included links on how to do this in the story on the RTV6 app and the IndyChannel.com. Kara Kenny, RTV6.
Well, following our interviews, repairmen came to both Dana and Larry's homes again, and Larry says the new ice maker they installed is out of service again.
Dana says her Samsung fridge is now working for the time being, although she still wants to be reimbursed for having to buy a new fridge.
Yeah, Samsung released a statement to Call 6 Investigates saying, quote, "At Samsung, we stand behind all of our products, including our refrigerators, and want to ensure our customers are completely satisfied. If a customer encounters any problem with their product or service, we encourage them to reach out to us directly at 1-800-SAMSUNG so we can provide assistance," end quote.
And it's an issue with a very loud impact tonight. RTV6 is working to get some changes made for frustrated neighbors of the interstate in Boone County.
Yeah, people say because of increased traffic and more businesses in that area, noise has become such a problem they can hardly sleep. RTV6's Stephanie Wade is looking into what it'd take to get these people some help.
2 people.
It's so loud that sometimes it affects, like when I'm trying to sleep at night.
It's really hard to sleep in the bedroom. We actually have an air mattress in the living room that we use from time to time.
With the same grievance.
I have to actually sleep in a back bedroom. I can't sleep in like the regular master bedroom because of the noise.
Both Jennifer Spencer and Jeff Euler live in the Royal Run neighborhood, just off of State Road 267 in Zionsville, that backs right up to I-65.
There's tons of new businesses, there's new housing developments, and because of that, there's just a lot more noise from the highway.
Do you think a sound barrier wall would help?
I think that's the only thing that's probably going to help is having a wall.
Neighbors tell me they've requested INDOT to build a noise barrier.
I have sent them a case online, which they have not yet responded to.
So we went to INDOT ourselves. What would it take to get a sound barrier wall installed?
So we have a noise test, I guess you could call it.
INDOT says a traffic noise analysis was completed in December of 2017 for a project to build a new interchange at County Road 550. It was determined that no areas qualified for noise barriers. What would it take to get approval?
Right, so they have to meet, the certain parameters, whether it's distance.
Here are the factors they consider. Number 1, the number of households and businesses affected. Number 2, the severity of current and future noise levels. Number 3, whether there are engineering conflicts like utilities or drainage. And 4, how people impacted feel about the problem. But INDOT says if too few people are affected by the noise, the cost would be too high, or a majority of the homes or businesses were constructed after the roadway was, they could decide against building a noise wall. The state spends $750,000 annually on noise barriers. Neighbors hope they take into account what their quality of life costs.
Just consider the fact that if we don't get enough sleep, it's hard to live our lives, and the kids can't function in school because they can't sleep at night.
Working for you in Zionsville, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
INDOT does not track how many requests they receive to build a noise wall or how many get denied or approved each year. If you think you're getting excess noise from the interstate, you can go to indotforyou.com and submit a request there.
And if you have a problem, connect with RTV6. You can give us a call or send us a message at workingforyou@RTV6.com.
And the edge of a strong storm system just now arriving in the Hoosier State, spreading rain, even a few rumbles of thunder our way. The best chance for any severe weather is back to the west, but there is a marginal risk for severe storms over the western half or third of the state, mainly damaging wind. It's going to be windy, independent of any thunderstorms. 60-mile-per-hour winds expected tomorrow. That's when the high wind warning goes into effect. These are non-thunderstorm winds, 4 a.m. to about 9 p.m. To the south, 50-mile-per-hour gusts south of Interstate 70, not quite as strong, but still very strong winds. You can see the rain. Sullivan 11 to just east of Evansville, pushing north and east. Get a closer look at what's happening here. I have seen some lightning flashes between Greencastle and Spencer. That moves to Danville, Martinsville, and Bloomington. The big picture, your drive for now northeast of Indy. The rain will spread from southwest to northeast, and you can see pretty much a sure bet we'll have rain and even some thunderstorms tonight. We'll focus on the winds for tomorrow and the changes for Thanksgiving coming up.
See you soon, Kevin. Thank you. The family of a missing Avon woman is looking for answers tonight as they get ready to spend their first holiday season without her. Naja Farrell has been missing since March. Police are calling it a death investigation. Megan Sanctorum spoke with her family and has an update on the case tonight.
This is Naja Farrell.
Oh, she was a firecracker.
Her mom describes her as the life of the party, someone who loves holidays, and most of all, someone who loves her 2 young sons. But those kids will be spending the holiday season without her as the search for answers continues. The last time anyone heard from Farrell was March 15th. She left for work, but never made it there. Her car was found later that month. Then, a fisherman found a body part belonging to her in a pond about 2 hours north of here. Avon police have filed dozens of search warrants, interviewed many, and gathered surveillance video from places Farrell may have been, but the case remains unsolved. Farrell's mother vows to keep fighting for answers and has this message for the person responsible.
But that's not normal. It's not normal to take someone's life. That was somebody that was not involved in anything illegal, living a life of, chance and, haphazardly. No, this was a mother.
Avon police say this is still an open and very active investigation. They're asking anyone with information, no matter how small you think it might be, to call Crime Stoppers. Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
From printing to plastics, the school with its own company preparing young people for jobs in high demand. That story next on RTV6.
And in high school sports, Thanksgiving week means the start of the high school basketball season, but not before looking ahead to the state finals in high school football. Carmel talking legacy. That story and more. I'm Dave First, live at Beech Grove, coming up here on RTV6.
Fees? That's the BMO effect.
On RTV6, hiring Hoosiers is how we commit to exploring career options, training options, and barriers in the workplace. And this week, we are focusing on the positive impact we've seen this year. Rafael Sanchez takes us to a company in Jackson County where risk of failure is allowed and successes are celebrated.
Tell me when, and spin.
In this space, people are pressed to impress because their skills
they're beautiful. It's honestly my first shirt.
Are in high demand.
I'm hoping this class can help me show the manufacturing process throughout my efforts and work and show how to maximize efficiency while maintaining quality.
I want to be an engineer. This class has given me the opportunity to meet industry, put me in touch with people at Cummins, which has now given me a job, which I am now using what I have learned here over there.
24 per board. This is Owl Manufacturing. It operates inside Seymour High School in Jackson County.
That's going to be the finished product.
Under the guidance of 2 teachers, the company, made up of about 57 students, work with at least 7 area companies on projects that provide real-life, real-time experience.
A lot of the hands-on learning, the process of it, taking an item from a concept all the way through a finished product with delivery, using specific tools and equipment that industry recognizes also.
They're getting an experience of what a first, second, maybe even all the way up to a 5-year employee gets because they truly take ownership of this company every year as students and drive what it is that we're going to produce.
From printing t-shirts to the production of this piece of plastic, which saves the school district thousands of dollars.
How much money are you holding in your hand? Yeah, so the school maintenance team came to us and they have a problem with the air handler that this little tiny controller piece keeps breaking because they're starting to get some age on the controllers. They asked us if we could reverse engineer it and be able to 3D print it, which our team was able to do. And each of those controllers cost $800. We're able to print this for a matter of a couple bucks, and that savings gets passed on right to the school at that point. And this is a lot of the different kinds of projects that we're working on. It's very real world.
There's always room at the drawing board for ideas to explore risks and successes. In keeping with their mascot, the owl, these students are wise to the reality that spreading their wings in this environment is a benefit to their school and their future plans.
Well, central Indiana preparing for rain, potentially an inch or more between now and the morning hours tomorrow. Any severe weather threat is low or marginal. It's going to be windy and dependent of any thunderstorms. 60-mile-per-hour gusts possible, especially during the day tomorrow. And here's why. Deep low pressure in the Great Lakes. That will swing a cold front through in the morning and open the door to cooler temperatures. We'll have falling temperatures through the day tomorrow. It'll wake up mild temperatures in the 50s, but dress for the 30s, because that'll be the situation when you come home. Always a reminder, Storm Shield app is free whenever we have active weather. There's some heavier rain moving into eastern portions then of Hendricks County from Brownsburg to Avon, then between Mooresville and Martinsville. That will sweep through the metro area here shortly, with more to follow from southwest Indiana. 9 o'clock tonight, widespread rainfall. Watch to 11 though. The intensity, the coverage of the rain expands as we go late evening. Then overnight, isolated thunderstorms still possible ahead of the cold front. Rainfall potential, and this is the first of two, I would say, substantial rainfalls. The next will arrive Friday night and then through Saturday. Could see an additional inch or more. Winds out of the south now. That's a warm wind. It keeps our temperatures from changing much between now and the morning. Tomorrow, though, it increases, changes direction, and the temperature will start to fall. Nationally, if you're driving anywhere tomorrow in the Midwest, we're in pretty good shape. I think just some rainfall, especially to the east, otherwise drying out, and it's all about the wind. That Friday and Saturday rain sits in the southwest right now. Temperatures tomorrow morning in the 50s by noon, 41, then into the 30s in the evening hours. Here's your 7-day planner. Temperatures over the next 7 days, consistently cooler Thanksgiving and Friday as the rain comes back, so we'll mild temperatures, 50, and wet on Saturday. We dry out early next week with temperatures upper 30s to around 40 degrees.
All right. Thank you, Kevin, for that.
Dave first joins us now with sports. Hey, Dave.
Thanksgiving week, traditional high school basketball openers this week. We're live tonight at Beech Grove High School. They take on Greenfield Central. A special moment for the late head coach, Matt English. We'll show you that tonight at 11 o'clock. Meanwhile, of course, we're still wrapping up the high school football season. The state championships come up this weekend at Lucas Oil Stadium. It'll all wrap up in 6A when Carmel takes on Center Grove. Tonight, though, we head to Grand Park for Carmel's grand picture in tonight's Sports Extra Spotlight. This time of year, the games are moved indoors. For Carmel, the practices are trying to repeat their state title run from 2016.
2016 wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't. It feels a long time ago now.
The Greyhounds took on Center Grove in a game that went to overtime.
Snap back, picked up, on the way. It is good. Game over.
And while the celebration was happening on the field, the game left quite an impression for the then Carmel freshmen high above it.
Do you have vivid memories of the 2016 game at all?
I do. It was a really exciting game with the last-minute field goal, and just my brother was on the team, starting fullback. We all got to go down the bus with the team, and we got our own section, the freshman team.
Did you ever dream that, hey, as a senior, I want to be out there doing this?
Yeah,
and going for it.
That's always been my dream since I was a little kid.
Really?
Win a state championship for Carmel.
There was one freshman who actually played in the game. These days, now senior running back Dylan Downing has racked up over 1,000 all-purpose yards. And he sees what this year's freshmen are going through.
There's a legacy involved here. You kind of want to pass that along to these guys?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's not just about, like, one person on defense or one person on offense. It's about, like, coming together as one and just playing together.
And the freshmen are paying attention. The idea is that the same traits for this program get passed down every 4 years or so. Characteristics like
brotherhood. It's about family. Number one, family.
Brotherhood and family. And just loving the guy next to you and just this senior class. I mean, it's special.
These seniors have been to 3 state championships now.
Yeah.
That's pretty heavy stuff.
So the standards next year are kind of like...
It's the standard, man.
Yeah.
We assign a senior to every freshman. So there's a mentor, and then, when we're done with practice, we have a 10-minute period where we give them what they're supposed to talk about, and our senior tells the freshman, this is how we do this is how we do that, and just, there's a lot of knowledge that could get lost from one year to the next if we don't take opportunities to give that back.
Building for the now and the future. It's the big picture, and the seniors can't wait.
This is the last game for you guys.
Yeah, the goal was to have a scheduled last game, not have our season ended abruptly or anything like that. So, we have one more game to play, and we're excited for it.
There is no question the seniors are focused on Saturday night, but they also understand much bigger picture to it all as they try to leave a legacy as well. Well, take it to the fever. Big story today involving the WNBA team here in town as they introduce Marianne Stanley as their new head coach. A familiar face in women's basketball, stops at Stanford, USC, Rutgers, Old Dominion. She was an assistant on the Mystics title team this year, inducted into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame in 2002. Hey, finally tonight, first and foremost, from the Pacers last night. You see this? Dominating the Grizzlies. Love this moment, though. T.J. McConnell with the teardrop to beat the buzzer in the third. Better yet, look at the bench and the reactions. There was some talk about how long it would take this team to come together to get the chemistry to build, but I'd say they're doing just fine, especially last night. Scored a season-high 126 points. They host the Jazz tomorrow night back at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. High school basketball underway. Beach Grove, Greenfield Central JV game going on behind me. The varsity at 7:30. For Now Day First reporting live, RTV6 Sports.
Dr. Parts, so give us a call today.
Now arriving, rain into Indianapolis. Fairly heavy to the west, just west of Speedway to Eagle Creek. To the southwest, there is more from Bloomington to Martinsville. Heads up toward Franklin and Greenwood. More rain overnight.
Are you ready for that when you step out? All right, thanks, Kevin, for that.
I'll see you at 7.